Hi, welcome to Leap of Faith Life. I'm Azar, and this is your 20-minute recharge, plug-in, gentle flow yoga sequence. I invite you to settle back and relax. Find your favorite seated position that is comfortable and you can maintain. Stretch your hands long onto your knees. Feel a little lift in your chest, and check in with your breath. Concentrate your breath in your belly and begin to elongate your spine by pulling your shoulder blades back and together to touch. Think about stacking shoulders above the hips, arms long onto the knees, and opening up that heart center and chest to get the biggest breaths, most open space possible in the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Working with a guided meditation, begin to take your index finger and thumb and place them together to touch, and then alternate each finger one at a time, repeating one word per finger each round. I am whole, happy, complete, and loved. I am whole, happy, complete, and loved. After another deep breath, begin to blink open the eyes, stretch out the arms, and we'll begin to roll the spine to wake it up, curling the belly in, chin to chest. Inhale, lead the chest tall. Curl back on the spine. Inhale, lead the chest tall. Last one, pull in, and slowly roll the spine up and center. Fingertips to shoulders, beginning to roll around in circles, opening up and waking up those sockets. Alternating forwards and backwards about 3 times. Shake out the neck just slightly and then begin to take your right ear to right shoulder. As your breath, slowly begin to roll the chin down to the chest. Pause and then alternate left ear to left shoulder. Taking a moment, inhale and exhale. And then slowly rotating the head all the way back to open up the front of the throat without crunching the back of the neck. Engage through the belly to keep the low back safe. And continue feeling the breath in the low belly. Rolling the head back around, doing a little bit of shimmy and shake in the hips and the shoulders. Begin to send the left wrist out nice and long, the arm, pulling the fingertips back on each side, switching over to the right. And then place your hands behind you as you lift your chest and your chin up towards the ceiling, opening up the chest a little bit further than before. And then slowly rotate forward, placing your hands on the ground and arching the back so that the shoulder blades get a nice deep stretch open. Slowly bring your hands back to your knees and then prepare to roll around, and you're going to put your hips right up against the wall. And then slowly rotate so that your legs lift up and start out with bent knees. And then place your hands on the ground. Goalposting them at 90 degrees feels really nice, or placing hands on the belly, whatever is most comfortable. Hands up overhead, opposite hand, opposite wrist or forearm. Just decide what feels nice on the arms. And then from here, take a nice deep breath in and out to prepare. Just allowing the body to settle in, noticing if you need to adjust anything. Another deep inhale in through the nose. And let it go, let it out. Feeling that lift and lower of the belly. This is a really cooling and calming posture. You're getting a big drain of your lymphatic system, regulating your nervous system, just generally draining a lot of poofiness out of the body. If you're in hotter climates, this is a really great posture to go to in the evenings. You're imagining like you are a plug-in, and you are moving towards that socket in the wall and gaining more power and strength in this space, simply by allowing those legs up the wall. Engage your core and begin to separate your legs, sliding your heels along the wall. And you don't want to go to your deepest space necessarily. You want to be really gentle and stop wherever your body is telling you. You're engaging through the belly to keep the low back safe and to keep the legs up. But this is going to be a little bit deeper of a stretch, of course, than having the legs up vertically. So make sure that you're breathing through any sensations in the legs, bending in the knees as you need to, and paying attention to sensations in the body. If this is ever sharp and painful, working your way slowly out. Again, bending the knees slightly can really alleviate any low back or stress through the legs. But see if you can't settle into the space, feeling even weight from right to left shoulder. Noticing if your shoulders are pulled up by your ears and seeing if you can relax them back down. Playing with where your arms are to stretch out the chest a little further would be to cactus out the arms at 90 degrees, or even teeing out the arms nice and wide. Otherwise, just pay attention to how the breath is pulling into the body and out. Begin to slowly engage the belly, pull the knees, pull the legs back to center, and then slowly bring the soles of the feet together as you slide them down the wall, the knife edges of each foot along the wall, opening up the knees. Again, take a little bit of an inventory through the body, noticing if anything is hurting or painful. Decide where you'd like to place your arms. Again, if you need to place the feet a little bit higher, that might take a little pressure off the groin if you're feeling like the stretch is too deep. If you're not feeling the stretch at all, pull the feet a little closer towards the groin. And begin to count your breath, inhaling to 4 or 5 or 6, and then exhaling to that same number. Seeing how long you can pay attention to your breath, inhaling and exhaling. And if you lose your attention span on that breath and your mind wanders, just slowly invite it back to that inhale and exhale. Just kind of taking inventory of the body, noticing sensations in the feet, in the knees, in the hips, belly, chest, arms, head, and face. As you begin to exit, engage your belly, pull belly button to spine, take hands to knees, slowly invite them together, and then wrap your hands around your knees, giving yourself a big hug, rocking back and forth, massaging the low back. And then when you're ready, slowly stretching the left leg long on the wall, bending the knees slightly, crossing the right leg over the left, right ankle to left knee. Figure 4, just check in with your hips. Notice if you need to bring the knee a little closer to the body for a deeper stretch on the that left knee. Otherwise, if it's too much of a stretch, you can bring the left leg straight. You just want to make sure that the right knee is pretty parallel to that left knee. So if you need to, take that right hand and press it forward gently towards the wall in front of you. Notice even weight from right to left hip, even weight in right to left shoulder. And see if you can't get a little bit deeper in the space just by moving a micromillimeter more. Noticing what you need to adjust in order to get a deeper stretch. Flexing the foot back for a little added stretch. Maybe you massage the bottom of your foot gently, hitting any pressure points there. The ankle, the heel, ball of the foot, the top of the ankle, all the way up the shin. Evening out your breath, inhale and exhale. Savoring just the last few moments of this space. And then as you're ready, you'll slowly begin to rotate that right leg back over, placing it on the wall. And then offering that left leg to come in, crossing left ankle over right knee. Checking out with a straight right leg where you need to slowly begin to bend the knee, where the body would like to stop. Checking in this time with left knee, noticing where you need to press it back a little to make it even with right knee. Flexing the left foot. And then checking in with shoulders, pulling those away from your ears. Again with your weight from right to left hip. And just noticing little adjustments that need to be made before settling in. If your mind is wandering, just slowly invite it back to your breath, the space. Notice your foot and begin to slowly offer a little bit more massage. The heel and the arch, the ball of the foot, and just working your way the same way that you did on the other side, concentrating on the toes. Noticing what pressure points feel good, what areas feel nice. But making sure you get all of the foot, the ankle, not forgetting the tops and the shins, working your way up the legs and the calves, and just in general offering a little bit of love to those areas that don't get a lot of attention. And then settling back into the space and noticing once more your breath. Trying to release any tension through your jaw. And then slowly bringing your left foot back to the wall. Big bend in both knees. Find little tiny stretches, whatever feels nice for your body. Opening and closing up the legs. Noticing if feet on the wall feels better. And then working your way into happy baby, opening up your feet. Pressing the palms of your hands on the bottom of your feet and rolling back and forth. Again, if you can't make this reach quite happen, take your hands to your ankles or your shins. The point here is just to open up the knees as to whatever is comfortable for the body, rocking back and forth so you can stay still. Take your hands to your toes and slowly stretch the feet out into a dead bug posture, making the legs nice and long. You can stay still or roll back and forth. And then bring the legs back down, the knees open, so just your hands are on the knees and you're allowing gravity and weight and the weight of your hands to pull open the knees. Give yourself a big bear hug. Nose to knees. And then slowly bring both knees, stacking them over to the right side, feet on the wall. And then opening up your arms, goalposting them out or teeing out the arms. Make sure you look over to the left, getting a last stretch for the neck. You're rinsing and cleansing out internal organs here, especially at the low belly. Cutting off blood supply, and then when you come out of the posture, allowing it to flush back through so you get a lot of tummy health, good digestion here. So if it feels nice, close your eyes and see if you can settle into the space. Slowly blink the eyes open, engage the core, pull the knees back up to center, and then rotate them all around to the left side, stacking knees on top of one another. If you need to adjust where your hips are to keep the sacrum safe, stretch out arms nice and long, looking over to the right this time, and then settle back in, closing eyes. If it feels nice here, play with a little guided imagery, thinking about a bright color orange at the bottom of your belly button, wrapping all the way around your body like a belt. Every inhale, that color grows a little brighter. Every exhale, it extends out into the room a little bit further, brightening up that space in the second energy center. Begin to wiggle fingers, head back to neutral, engage the belly, rotate legs back to center. Use your elbow, your forearm to slowly roll over to one side and ease your body up nice and slow. Take your time. Walk your way into a tabletop and then arch your spine up towards the ceiling, lower belly down towards the floor into cat-cow. Taking your time and using your inhales to arch and exhales to lower on down. Allowing the spine to slowly wake up a little bit after all that time on the ground. If it feels good, roll the neck and head around. Get your crazy with your hair. And then check in with if anything else needs a little wiggle. So maybe your shoulders do. Maybe you just want to stay still for a moment or two. Look around to left hip and then to right if you do need to wiggle, wagging the tail a little bit, getting a little bit more of the cobwebs out, shaking them out. And then stretch your hands, your palms out long in front of you, preparing to lift the legs up into downward facing dog. Hands and feet as wide as shoulders and hips. And then bend enough in your knees to take pressure out of low back. Pedal out your knees, your feet a little bit to get some blood flowing back through in those spaces and to stretch out the calves. It should feel really yummy to pedal out. Give you time to do a few more breaths in this space. When you're ready, slowly begin to lower your knees down to the mat. Open your knees up wide for child pose and begin to spread out each fingertip nice and wide on the mat. Allow your belly to rest gently on the thighs, feeling that lift and lower of your breath. Inhale and exhale. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. If you'd like to offer up or release anything that you might be holding on to. Every exhale, imagine that as a bright color, the first one that pops into your head, releasing off of your hands. On an inhale, begin to slowly roll on up, coming onto hands and knees, and then slowly work your way onto your back. Working into shavasana, spread your hands and feet out nice and wide. Hands are facing up to the ceiling, and find some really deep breaths as you allow your body to relax on the mat. Begin to feel any sensations in your toes, and then slowly start to think about inhaling. If you were to imagine your breath having a color and painting its way along the bottoms of your feet to the heels of your feet and the top, ankles pulling all the way up into the calves and shins, allowing that color to illuminate into the knees, bringing with it healing energy, imagining that healing color work its way up into the thighs and hips, past the belly, into the lungs and heart, through each arm and fingers, into the throat, relaxing through the jaw, releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth, and allowing that to accumulate in the crown of your head. Taking a deeper breath and beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Lift your feet up, placing them on the ground up by your glutes so your knees are up towards the ceiling. Rolling over to one side, left or right into fetal position. Taking a moment to check in with the body, noticing any sensations in the hips and shoulders, feeling any differences there. And then slowly using your hands to rewind all the way back up to seated. Try to keep your eyes closed. And seated, stretch your hands long onto your knees, lift your chest up tall and proud, pulling shoulders down and back. Find another big belly breath. And together let's inhale in through the nose all the way up, filling. And exhale, release it all the way out the mouth. Bring your hands together, bring them up to your forehead. Thank yourself for making time for you, to better love yourself and to better serve others. Light in me honors and respects that beautiful and brilliant light in you.